On November 9, 1989, East German officials gathered in a tense government room to announce minor travel regulation changes. The policy was meant to slightly ease restrictions, but the wording was deliberately vague to avoid mass exodus. Microphones stood ready and GDR flags hung stiffly in the background. No one anticipated how this cautious update would spiral into chaos. The stage was set for one of history's most consequential miscommunications. The travel regulations were drafted in haste, filled with bureaucratic jargon. The memo stated that East Germans could apply for visas to cross the border, but only after lengthy approvals. However, the language was ambiguous, omitting critical details about timing and conditions. A typewriter clacked as officials edited the text, their hands trembling. This document, riddled with loopholes, would soon be handed to a spokesperson unaware of its explosive potential. At 6:53 p.m., Politburo member Günter Schabowski read the memo live on state TV. Unrehearsed and exhausted, he stumbled over the text. When asked when the changes took effect, he hesitated, then ad-libbed immediately without delay. The camera captured his confusion as the words left his lips. Within minutes, the broadcast, meant to calm the public, ignited a firestorm. East Berliners interpreted it as the wall opening that night. Word spread like wildfire. East Berliners clustered around radios in cafes, replaying Schabowski's words. Newspapers with bold headlines, "Border Open," circulated. Neighbors debated, was this a trick or a miracle? The air buzzed with disbelief and hope. For decades, the wall had symbolized oppression. Now, a single phrase threatened to topple it. The streets filled with murmurs, then shouts as people grabbed coats and rushed to checkpoints. By 8 p.m., hundreds converged on Bornholmer Strasse checkpoint. Families carried suitcases, students waved passports. Border guards, unprepared and outnumbered, radioed superiors for orders, but no clear answer came. The crowd grew restless. Schabowski said we could leave, they chanted. The guards' rifles remained lowered, their faces torn between duty and doubt. The wall's fate now hinged on their next move. Chaos erupted in government offices. Phones rang incessantly as officials scrambled to confirm Schabowski's statement. But the system collapsed under the volume of calls. Maps of Berlin were frantically marked with red circles as checkpoints reported swelling crowds. No one dared countermand a broadcast. The chain of command had broken. By 9:30 p.m., the guards' resolve wavered. The bureaucratic machine had failed. At 11:30 p.m., the dam broke. Overwhelmed guards at Bornholmer Strasse lifted the barrier, allowing a trickle of people through, then a flood. Cheers erupted as East Berliners sprinted into the west, some weeping, others laughing in disbelief. No shots were fired, no orders came. The guards simply stepped aside. The wall, once impregnable, was breached by a mix of confusion and collective courage. West Berliners rushed to greet their eastern counterparts. Strangers hugged, champagne bottles popped. People climbed the wall, dancing atop its jagged edge as cameras flashed. The divide that had split families for 28 years vanished in hours. A jazz band played as crowds chiseled souvenirs from the concrete. The Cold War's symbol was becoming the relic in real time. By midnight, the world watched. CNN broadcast live images of the wall's fall, splicing Schabowski's gaffe with the celebrations. Satellite dishes pivoted to Berlin as headlines blared, "The wall is open." Moscow and Washington scrambled to react. The Iron Curtain was tearing, not from diplomacy, but a slip of the tongue. History pivoted on human error and the people's will. Dawn revealed a new Berlin. Citizens swung sledgehammers at the wall, reducing it to rubble and souvenirs. Cranes lifted entire sections as crowds cheered. Graffiti, freedom in spray paint, covered the remnants. The physical barrier fell, but so did the myth of its invincibility. A bureaucratic blunder had unlocked revolution. By 1990, Germany would reunite, all because of a single unscripted word: immediately.